Have you ever looked at a mountain and wondered how it stands so tall, unmoving, against the wind and rain? What if I told you that you too could stand just as strong, no matter the storms of life? Today I want to share with you a story of a young seeker who came to my monastery many years ago. His name was Taro, and like many of us, he was searching for answers, yearning to unlock his true potential. Taro arrived with a restless heart. He believed that to achieve greatness, he needed to conquer the world outside. "Master," he said to me, "I want to achieve everything I've ever dreamed of. Tell me how." I looked at him and smiled, for I knew the path he sought was not out there, but within himself. "Very well," I replied. "Tomorrow you will begin your training. Be ready before dawn." The next morning, as the first light kissed the horizon, Taro found me in the garden, holding 2 buckets. I handed them to him and said, "Your task today is to fetch water from the stream and fill this barrel. But remember, you must carry the buckets with balance, or you will spill." At first, Taro approached the task with enthusiasm, racing to the stream and back. Yet each time he returned, the buckets were nearly empty, water sloshing out with every hurried step. Frustrated, he exclaimed, "Master, this is impossible. The water keeps spilling before I can even reach the barrel." I simply nodded and said, "Slow down, focus on your steps and carry the buckets as though each drop matters." By midday, Taro began to understand. He walked steadily, paying attention to his movements, and by evening the barrel was full. When he returned, exhausted yet triumphant, I said, "Do you see, Taro? To achieve anything, you must first learn to focus. Rushing will only waste your energy. Success is built drop by drop, moment by moment." This simple exercise taught Taro the first principle of achievement: mindfulness. You see, life's greatest challenges are not conquered by force, but by clarity. When we focus on the present moment, we find the strength to carry our burdens without spilling what matters most. Are you carrying your buckets with care, or are you rushing through life, letting precious moments slip away? But focus alone is not enough. Later, Taro faced a new trial. I asked him to climb to the peak of the mountain behind the monastery and bring back a single lotus flower that grew there. The climb was treacherous, the path steep and filled with obstacles. Halfway up, Taro's legs burned, and doubt crept into his mind. "Why am I doing this?" he thought. But then he remembered the lesson of the buckets. He took one step, then another, his mind centered on the journey rather than the destination. When he finally reached the summit, the view took his breath away. The flower he sought was not just a goal, it was a symbol of his perseverance. Bringing it back to the monastery, he realized that the second key to achieving anything is resilience. The path will test you, but each step forward strengthens your spirit. No great accomplishment comes without struggle. As the mountain shapes the climber, so too do challenges shape us. And yet there is one more lesson, perhaps the most important of all. After months of training, Taro approached me with a question. "Master, I have learned focus and resilience, but what if my efforts still fall short? What if I fail?" I placed a small seed in his hand and said, "Plant this in the garden and tend to it each day. Let it teach you the answer." Weeks passed, and Taro watered the seed diligently, but nothing sprouted. Doubt began to cloud his heart again. Then, one morning, a tiny green shoot emerged. Over time, it grew into a flourishing plant. I said to him, "Taro, do you see? The seed did not sprout overnight, but your patience bore fruit. So it is with life. Even when results seem invisible, consistent effort brings growth. Trust the process." So, my friend, the secret to achieving anything lies in these 3 lessons: focus, resilience, and patience. Carry your buckets with care, climb your mountains with courage, and nurture your dreams with faith. Remember, the greatest achievements are not measured by the applause of the world, but by the quiet satisfaction of knowing you gave your best. Now, as you reflect on these teachings, ask yourself, what is the mountain you are climbing? What seeds are you planting today? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's inspire each other to keep moving forward. And if this story has touched your heart, share it with someone who needs a little encouragement on their journey. Until next time, walk with mindfulness, and remember, you have the strength to achieve anything.